Okay, hey team, it's John Malott here. Excited about our conference call, our webinar this evening. Let me just double check. It's showing me here off air. Um, hey, if if you can send me a
You're
text
good.
message.
You're good to go. You're good to go, John. You're good to go.
Perfect, perfect. I'm still. It's hard to believe I'm still technologically challenged. We've been doing these webinars for a long time. I've been working with technology for a long time, and I'm still technologically challenged. But hey, guys, we got a lot to cover, and we're going to cover it in a very short period of time. Tonight's topic is how to build a long-term drinking out of a coconut income stream. How to build that long-term drinking out of a coconut money. And what do I mean by that? To have the residual income, to have income that continues to come in whether you're working or not, whether you're here or you're on a beach drinking out of a coconut, that money continues to come in. That's what it's about. It's called lifestyle. Life is what you live, but style is how you live it. And today, so few people truly have lifestyle. People are living paycheck to paycheck. They're on this daily grind. That we call the 9 to 5 rat race. And of course, just the name, the rat race, suggests that we're in a challenging situation. Of course, I once had a mentor tell me, he said, "Look, even if you win the rat race, you're still a rat, no matter what." And so we've got these lives of desperation. I want to say quiet desperation, but it's not even quiet anymore because we're posting on social media the desperation that we feel. We're telling everybody around us the frustration that we feel in our lives. The financial system itself is on shaky ground, and we're not sure which way to go. People are talking today about their retirement and not sure if they can retire or if they will retire, mainly because of economics. By the way, retirement is more of an economic situation than anything else, and so few people today can ever, reap the benefits or get the benefits or enjoy the time after they've been working for so long. So it is a challenge. It's a challenge that we face, and of course, what's the solution? It's easy to talk about the problems. The problems are everywhere. We know the problems. You know what your challenges in your life are. I know what my challenges are in my life. But when it comes to the economic challenges that we're facing, the ability to create a financial future, the ability to create a better life, for ourselves and for our families, how do we do that? What is the solution? Now, lately, I've been hearing again a theme that has popped up. It pops up about every few years. This theme of multiple income streams. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull something off my bookshelf here real quick. Many years ago, a sharp guy, an amazing businessman by the name of Robert G. Allen. Now, he's had some challenges over the years. He wrote a book called Multiple Streams of Income. Multiple Streams of Income. And it caught a lot of buzz because anything that is easy, anything that is portrayed as being easy can be attractive. It's like, the pill that you can take that allows you to not have to exercise, eat anything you want, lose weight, don't exercise. Everybody wants that pill. That's attractive. The diet plan that allows you, like the Big Mac diet plan. Everybody wants the Big Mac and supersized soda diet plan and still lose weight if that's possible. We've seen so many diet fads and trends that hit it big, sold lots of books and infomercials and everything else because, as much as we don't want to admit it as because it's politically incorrect to admit that we want it fast and we want it now and that we want instant gratification. Even though that's what is proven statistically society is going for, it's not politically correct to talk about that. So when we hear today this new buzz of multiple streams of income, let me just give you a warning. What most people end up creating is multiple trickles of income. They never really create a stream. And it's not difficult to understand why that is. If we take off the emotion hat, if we take off the give it to me fast, give it to me now hat, and we look at the logical side of it, we look at it from a business standpoint. Think about it. Every great success story, every great significant story, every great legacy story that we respect and that we believe in, it wasn't necessarily because they had multiple income streams. If you look at the greats, look, let's take the largest cap company on the planet today, a company called Apple. We all know it. We all, Some people hate it. Some people love it. It doesn't matter. The bottom line, it's unarguable. That it is the largest capitalization company on the planet today. It's bigger than Exxon Oil. This is how massive this company is. And who was the founder of that company? Who drove that company? Who led that company to the greatness that it was? It was a guy named Steve Jobs. Now, one thing you will not find when you read the story or you watch the movie or the documentaries about this man, you will not find a story of a guy who had multiple income streams. You will find a story of a man who laser focused on what he believed in, laser focused on his goals, laser focused on going from here to here, from where he was to where he wanted to be or where he had the vision to be. And look, you could take any great leader. Bill Gates was the same exact story, who was at one time the richest man in the world. Warren Buffett is not a multiple income stream story. Warren Buffett studied under the tutelage of a guy named Graham. And if you know the story of Graham, he focused in on a particular type of investing. And through that mentorship, Warren Buffett followed, and he stayed focused on a particular style of investing and stayed in that lane, stayed in his lane, didn't try to deviate, didn't try to change that in any way. Of course, he diversified his portfolio. We know that. But the way he accumulated, the way he created wealth was through a focused, continued effort over an extended period of time. Someone said to me the other day, well, what about Donald Trump? Donald Trump has got multiple income streams. Yes, that is true today. But Donald Trump, if you go back to the formation, if you go back to when the story was created, Donald Trump focused in on building a real estate empire. And we all know the story. He built the real estate empire. The Trump empire was focused on real estate. Now I tell people, if you want to have multiple income streams after you've already become the best in a particular industry, we could argue that Donald Trump became one of the best real estate investors on the planet. I remember reading in one of his early books how he talked about at one time he was $1 billion in the hole. Think about that, guys. We got people stressed out of their minds because they're having a hard time paying the $600 car note or the rent, is a little past due, and they're in the fetal position sucking their thumb and freaking out and stressed out and got to take Prozac and, can't function today because of a few hundred or a few $1,000s. Donald Trump said he was $1 billion. That's 1 billion with a B in the hole, negative. He said he would pass bums on the street and knew they were in better shape than he was because at least they were at zero. And how did he come back? He focused in, laser focused on what he knew, on his core competency and what he understood. And he drove a massive movement through real estate. And of course, today he's diversified in all different kind of things. He's running for president. By the way, is this talk in no way is an endorsement for Donald Trump for president. I know somebody will send me a message on Facebook and, mad at me because they're saying I'm endorsing Donald Trump. I'm obviously just giving you an example. Trammell Crow, Richard Branson. I can go right down the list of the greatest. Tony Robbins, who I just had the pleasure of sitting through 4 days of his information, of changing the way I think about things and putting it in a clear and concise manner. Focus, energy, focus. And then, look, if you got the formula, if you hit the top, let's just say here in secret, let's talk about secret agents. Be the best in secret, hit the top in secret, and then when you've got a cash flow machine and you truly have a stream of income flowing in, now you might want to look, Tiffany and I have other investments, everything passive. We do not do anything other than secret when it comes to our energy and yes, we've parlayed our resources, our financial resources into passive residual income type investments that allow us to take our income and diversify it and bring extra income in through different sources. Of course, that's smart. That's what we all should be doing. Even if you're just starting out in secret, you should be taking 10 to 15% of that income and paying yourself first and taking that income and putting it in smart strategic investments that you understand and that make sense to you. And of course, that's a great habit to start when the dollars are small, because as the dollar amounts get bigger, though that type of income can be compounded, and it can be the next thing you know, doors open that would have never opened, for you. So anyhow, you guys are getting the point. So I want to just squash the whole idea of multiple income streams, or at least have you thinking differently about that. It makes a lot of sense. It sounds great, but very few people can actually manage that, and very few people can create the type of income streams from that can really put them in a situation of freedom. A lot of times these multiple income streams end up being more time, more energy, more of your resources being expelled, which now stretches you thin. So for most people, the reason why you join a network marketing business, a relationship marketing business, is because you're looking to be free. So many people that have multiple income streams, they're not free. They're from one hustle to the next hustle to the next hustle. Yeah, they got 16 hustles. They got 5 hustles, whatever it is, but they don't have any freedom. They don't have the lifestyle. They don't have what so many people really want to have, the time with their family, the time to do the things that they love to do, because they're so busy spinning plates on a stick one after another and keeping those plates going. And sometimes they've invested resources into the plate that's wobbling on that stick, and they got to run over to that stick and fix that. And by the time they get that thing rolling, the sixth plate on a stick that's now wobbling, they got to run over there. So it's constant back and forth and never really build a true residual income passive income that allows them what I call to have that long-term drinking out of a coconut money. And you get that by focus. There's no other way around it. Look, I don't know if you can see my library. I'm gonna pick up my phone here, but if I took you around the library and I showed you the books, and if I've got books that are not as relevant today that are filled up in boxes that we have, and we've got books in the car, and we've got books in our bag, and if I took you around and I showed you, and I'm looking up here and I see a book that was written about the great Ben Franklin, and I see the books about Abraham Lincoln that were written up here, and I can go right down the list, Bill Russell, and anyhow, it's just there's so many greats on the shelf, and every single time when I read these stories about success, you know what I get out of it every single time? I get out of it that these people had a set of characteristics that made them great. One of them was their tenacity, their ability to stick to it, to find something that they got passionate about. And then with everything they had, with every bit of zeal, with every bit of energy, with every bit of focus, they went after it and became greats. Look, Ben Franklin is a political leader, but he wasn't just a political leader. He was a business person. If you look at the focus and the energy that he put into his craft, and I'm not going to go into all these stories, and you get it, and whether it's Martin Luther King or any of them, there was a clear-cut focus, and I want you to get that down. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean it's going to happen overnight? You know why multiple income trickles are so attractive to people? Because they see, well, maybe tomorrow I can generate a little bit of fast income. Now, you're going to have to do something for that, because I can promise you, if there's a program that allows you to get money for nothing, there's something wrong with it for sure. It doesn't work that way. The real world does not work that way. It's not going to last long. So there's going to be some energy, some effort, something expelled, which now automatically forces you to divide your focus. If it's just 2 things. Now, most people that I'm talking to tonight, they already have a full-time work situation. They already are full-time employed. So you're working, full-time on making your living, and now you've got your part-time business secret that you're working on to create your fortune. And people ask me, well, how long should I do that? Well, you should do that until your part-time income from secret is now exceeding your full-time income from your job. And not just for 1 month. I'm talking about, because look, people are going to have the most amazing day, the most amazing week they've ever had, because Black Friday's right around the corner. You don't quit your job because you had your biggest check ever because of the Black Friday situation that we're so fortunate to be able to participate in and to tap into. I'm talking about when it's very clear that the foundation that you've built inside of your part-time business with secret is now exceeding your full-time income on a regular basis. Now you live in a world of I choose to, no longer in a world of I have to. So many people have to create multiple income trickles because they have to, because they've divided their focus so much. They've been like the dog on the movie Up, squirrel. It's every time something new comes on, something shiny, something flashier. The instant gratification of our society is killing us. Economically speaking, you can look at the statistics. It's very clear we are suffering as a society in a lot of ways. Economically, for sure, we're suffering from our health ways. I know I joke around because we got this cocaine Big Mac mentality. Yes, it feels good, it might taste good, but it's all fast, and it goes away faster than it came in. Then it's harder to get that feeling again. And at some point, things set in. It becomes almost addicting to get this instant gratification. And eventually it kills us if we're talking about in the form of drugs, if we're talking about in the form of Big Macs, over a period of time. The same thing happens in our economic lives. These things that we're doing on a regular basis are killing us. They're taking us out. They're ruining our chance for a worthwhile retirement, to live our golden years, frying underneath a French fry fryer instead of living our golden years, on a beach somewhere. It's taking time from our kids. It's stealing the time, because the very principles that are been taught for thousands of years that say, look, you plant seeds. There's things you have to do. There's a period of time. You have to go through the process. Sometimes it's got to go through some seasons, but nobody's willing to wait for the seasons. Nobody wants to water the seed anymore. Nobody wants to cultivate, do the things that are required. It's like Jim Rohn says, you never ask the farmer to go bowling during harvest time. There's a process, and you guys are getting this. So anyhow, I'm beating it to death, but how do we do it? How do we create it? Well, first off, you got to take inventory. Take inventory of your business inside a secret. Who are your leaders? Who are you consistently dealing with? And I'm telling you right now, I will be communicating with every single leader that I have that Black Friday is right around the corner. We've been able to tap into one of the biggest economic boom times in American history. Every single year this happens. Every single year it's the same thing. Billions of dollars are being expelled. People are lined up at stores. We have been programmed and conditioned to purchase products on Black Friday. We have some of the best products on the planet. By the way, we have some of the best gifts you could possibly give through the holidays. And we've got this Black Friday coming. I'm not going to go into all the details about that. That stuff's going to come. I'm just telling you, I would be communicating right now. Now is the time to put in distribution points. I want to build a lifestyle income. I want to build a long-term drinking out of a coconut money type business. And I do that by setting up distribution points. I wouldn't be focused right now on how many customers can I get leading into Black Friday. I'm telling you what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on finding me people that want to change their economic situation. You know how many people right now are out there putting in applications looking for second jobs so they can go work at Macy's. They can do part-time seasonal work somewhere. When we could break down to somebody that our biggest boom time, more people buy these products this time of the year from Secret than any other time. You could stay at home and be with the people that you care about, the people that you love, have a part-time business, not to mention now have a tax write-off, so the full-time income that you're currently making, you're going to keep more of it because you have the intent to make a profit. You have the ability to provide economics for other people. When you provide economic ability to other people, the government provides incentives for doing that. So you have all these different reasons. I'm not going in. I'm not your accountant. But there's all these incentives to say to someone, don't go get a part-time gig, or I hear you're thinking about getting a part-time gig during the very time you want to spend more time with your family during the holidays. Why would you do that when I can show you how to have a 6-second commute to your spare bedroom office at home and build a real business? And then guess what? When it's done, it keeps paying you. It's not like if you go to work at Macy's and they pay you whatever that hourly wage is going to be. When that hourly wage is done, that's done. When you get that weekly paycheck, what you did in the past doesn't matter anymore. That's over and done with. But guess what? I'm going to show you a way to pick up some supplemental income right now. And everything you did means something going forward, because the possibility for long-term residual income is real. It's alive. Because when people get these products, they love these products. Guess what? They tell other people about these products. It becomes a perpetual money machine if we're doing it right. We don't need to overhype it. We don't need to oversell it. We don't need to overcomplicate it. It's mud and salt. The story of the Dead Sea has been told for 1,000 years. I don't have to keep telling the story over and over. I can point, I can direct and say, look, check it out for yourself. Watch this video. Listen to this expert. Check this out. Slap some of I apologize, guys. I got a call coming in at the same time. I just shut my whole system down. So anyhow, so you guys are getting the point. So right now is the time to set up distribution points. You know who's going to have the biggest payday on through Black Friday and through the Christmas holidays inside of Secret? The person who sets up the most distribution points. You can look at the big retailers. The big retailers that win, it's the Walmarts and the Sam's Clubs. You know, it's the ones that have the most distribution points. McDonald's is the great global success story. I just read about the success they're having with because of the addition of breakfast. Well, they got so many distribution points. You got more people apparently that were looking to get breakfast after 10 a.m. in the morning. And because they already have the distribution footprint in place when they opened up the breakfast menu, now revenue's coming in. They're getting more dollars per order than they've ever got in the history. It's a distribution story. Apple. Yes, they create great technology. It's amazing. I love my iPhone. We're able to do this webinar right now through my iPhone. But that's not the story. The story is the distribution, their ability to distribute. They created a distribution channel that allowed them to move products through that distribution system. Secret has some of the most amazing products. Matter of fact, we could put them head to head with any other company in our space, and we know we come out the winner. But this is not a product situation. We're talking about a distribution situation. And if you can get that, if you can understand that, the people that are going to do the Ray Krocs of the world, the Ray Kroc was the person who created the distribution system called McDonald's that made it duplicatable, that allowed him to go from different age groups to different geographic groups to different economic groups. And now I don't care where you go in the world, you can find a McDonald's franchise. It's crazy. What if we were building a business like that inside of Secret? Well, yes, we are, but sometimes we don't realize it because we're too busy pampering people. Look, stop pampering people right now. Stop setting up appointments to pamper somebody and make them have a spa-like Zen experience, and start talking to them about a real opportunity to, of course, in the beginning, supplement some income. And of course, if you supplement it, then if the check could be $1,000 a month, could it be $10,000 a month? Yes. And because we have a system that allows us to bring leverage, to bring leverage to the table, we start to put these systems in, and we start to drive this massive economic system for people. People are hungry today. People are looking for something. They know they can't retire. Their 401k looks like a 201k. They know there's economic upheaval still to this day. Some people are still suffering from the real estate crash that we suffered many years ago. People are confused and they're not sure. What if you're the beacon of hope, the beacon of light that says, look, let me show you how to build a true income stream. Let me show you how to build a supplemental income stream that can turn into a significant legacy type income stream. The kind of money that will continue to pay you long after you're done working. How many people would not be attracted to that, would not be interested in that? Forget all the other stuff. Forget about how great the mud mask is. Forget about how amazing the salt is. Forget what we've done for kids with acne and eczema and all that. I'm not saying that we're a cure, but we know what we've done. We know what the Dead Sea is known for. We're delivering that. But what if we really focused on distribution points? What if we went out there and sponsored more people over the next week than we've ever sponsored in our entire life? What if we walked into the Black Friday explosion that will take place inside a Secret with more distribution points than anybody else, or the setup of more distribution points? And so that we had these distribution points that people could go to purchase the products that they're going to buy anyway, that they want to buy, that makes sense, that are superior to almost anything else in the marketplace, and to be able to get it at a price better than almost anything else in the marketplace. Anyhow, I think you guys are getting this stuff in a lot of ways, guys. We've got to change the way we think about this stuff. We got to change the way we see it, the way we think about it. And I'm telling you, I can tell you what your check looks like 6 months from now. I can tell you what your production looks like 6 months from now, based on your sponsoring number today. That's why I'm telling people, what are the numbers I track whenever I'm getting someone started? Of course, we make a list in about 3 minutes. I take my watch off. We make a quick list with a brand new person. The whole list is about who do you know? Who do you know? We got to start tapping into your marketplace, into your database. We got to start tapping into that so we can start finding the distribution points that are going to set you free, that are going to give you wealth, that are going to give you time with your family, that are going to allow you to fire your boss at some point if that's what you want to do. And so for 3 minutes, I just start firing off, things, names, like who's your mother, who's your father, who's your best friend, who's your barber, who do you work for, who's your banker, who's your, who do you know that's in the Marines or the Armed Forces, who do you know lives in California, who do you know lives in South Korea? And I'm just saying, you're going to fill out that, you're going to be filling out a blank piece of paper, writing out everybody you can. I don't need the phone numbers right now. We're just doing this as an exercise. And in about 3 minutes, these people end up with 40, 50 names. Now you can get somebody paid and promoted with 20 to 50 names that we start with. And then we have, you guys have seen the text message approach. So it's a very simple, streamlined approach to getting information to people. It's not the cure-all, end-all, but it's the beginning of opening up dialogue very simply with very little time invested. It's also extremely duplicatable, which is going to be critical for building that long-term drinking out of a coconut money down the road. And so now we got the process started. So I'm getting the list open. Then we're tracking the appointments right out the gate with a brand new person. We're going to take that list. We're going to set appointments right now. We're going to get these appointments going. We're going to track these appointments. We're going to look at the outcomes so we can start to create a ratio. I'm going to be involved as a support person in every step, not to do much, but to point. I'm going to point and direct back to videos. I'm going to point and direct back to other leaders inside of our company, point and direct back to income stories, or point and direct back to testimonials about the products. That's all I'm here to do, is just to facilitate and show them how simple it is. No fancy footwork, nothing out of the ordinary or nothing unusual that they couldn't do. They're going to catch on right away that what I do is very simple. I'm a facilitator of information. I'm not the information. I am not ready reference. I'm not Google, but I know how to get the information. I know how to build a duplicatable system where you can find the information. So we're going to track the appointments. We're going to track the wild parties. We're going to track the sit downs. We're going to track all of that activity that's necessary to get a check. Where they're going to focus on getting the new person to executive, because that's a foundational rank. Executive is an easy rank from a number standpoint, 1,000 on the left in BV and 1,000 on the right in BV. It's very simple for me to figure out that if I want to go to bronze, well, I create a couple more executives. If I want to get to silver, a couple more executives from there. If I want to get to crown, if I want to get to the top of the compensation plan, we can map out based on how many executives need to be created. Once we're doing enough appointments, we can start to create the ratios that show us exactly how many appointments need to be done in order to create one executive. Now, of course, as you get better, as you get stronger in following the system and using third party and using the tools and using the products, you start to see those ratios get better. So you're creating executives faster as you get stronger, as your organization gets stronger. So I'm going to track you as an executive. I'm going to track the amount of executives that are being created inside of the team. And of course, I'm going to track registration to the big event, because that's where we all get locked in. That's where we understand how did I learn this stuff? How did I learn secret? I learned it from going to a big event. How did secret go from here to here and then out here? I learned it. I got it. It became me. I invested in myself and my time, and it became not just what I say to people, what they feel from what I say to people. So anyhow, you guys are getting the point. This is not complex. There's nothing to be afraid of. If I ask you a question, does Secret have great products? And of course, everybody on this line is going to say, yes, Secret has great products. Most of us would argue that we have the best products, but that's great. That's fantastic. Does Secret pay? You won't find anybody that says that Secret doesn't pay, that Secret hasn't paid them. If they do the work, they get paid. Secret pays out more than just about anything else out there. So the compensation plan is very aggressive, and we pay, and the company pays, and they pay on time. It's critical. Do we report what's going on? You can go into your back office. We have more reports you can run about your business. We have more information in that back office, way more than is necessary for a business. There's everything you want to find out, every report you can run, everything you want to find about your organization, who's doing what. We've got real-time statistics right now that are coming through that are telling you who's doing what right now, who just bought a package, what volume is going through. We got so much stuff. So everyone says, yes, the reporting in the back office, it's significant, it's robust, it's amazing. And so we have all these things. So what does it come down to then? What does it come down to? What would separate your income from my income or from anyone else's income in here? It's going to come down to leadership. It's going to come down to being able to communicate the things I'm talking about. It's going to be able to come down to being leader enough to set up distribution points, then show those distribution points where the information is, how to get the information, and how to create more distribution points. This is a land grab right now, guys. We're still in the first mover's advantage stage of Secret. We're for 4 years new in this space. We are still just getting started. This is the time to go out there and make it happen, guys. I want nothing more for the people that are tuned in tonight than to really experience and to really understand what it means to have freedom, what it means to be free. I'm talking about really free, to be truly independent, that you're not dependent on another man's paycheck or another boss that you have to brown nose or another day on the job or another deal that has to be done in order to generate your income, but to really create a duplicatable system, to focus in on leadership, to focus in on using those leadership skills to build distribution systems that get people paid and promoted and becomes this perpetual machine. And to have that type of freedom that it doesn't matter that every day is a Saturday morning cartoon day in your house, and every day can be a go to Chuck E. Cheese on a Tuesday afternoon type situation in your house, because you created the distribution system. Not that you didn't work, you worked. This requires a lot of focus, a lot of energy, a lot of commitment to make this happen. But if you do it, the rewards so far outweigh the work. I can't even tell you the sacrifices. There were so many sacrifices we made early on to build this. I don't remember. Now, they seemed difficult that night when I missed, the Infidelity Island reruns, or I had tickets to a basketball game and I had to skip it because I was going to do a wild party, or the conference calls that I got on, or the webinars like this that I got on to listen, or I got on to teach, that I had to miss other things. Some of the time we had to sacrifice away from the kids early on so that we could have more time on the back end. Yes, the sacrifices are necessary. You will not find greatness without it. And it does require that here too. It's a consistent effort over a period of time. You can build yourself a massive income stream, a residual income, a financial wall around you and your family that nothing can penetrate. And it starts tonight, guys. And I hope that tonight's message meant something to you. I hope you got something out of it. Stay tuned, guys. Next week, we're going to have another guest. We'll have a guest speaker on next week. And every week, we're going to provide the communication, the direction, the guidance, the information that's necessary to build a global powerhouse. It's not just about making money. It's about building a global business. And it's about, for us, to teach freedom. We don't want you to just make money. You can go make money anywhere. You can go get an income trickle anywhere. You can go get a bunch of income trickles almost anywhere. But to create a lifestyle, long-term residual income, that requires a different set of teaching. It requires a different set of commitment. It requires a different mindset. Not complicated, not difficult, but it does require sustained energy and a commitment over a period of time. And I know you guys are all capable of it. You wouldn't be on here tonight if you weren't. I'm going to continue to run, guys. I'm more excited about Secret than I ever have been. The global explosion inside of Secret is real. It continues to happen, and we're heading into our time. You know, the Black Friday, Christmas time. It's always been the biggest product moving time inside of our company. Let's make leading up to that the biggest distribution point setup we've ever had. Guys, God bless you. Thank you for being on the call tonight. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Good night.